Did it already? Yes, it did. Why did it? There it goes. Okay. I was trying to do a smooth transfer, but I guess I don't get to do that today. Should probably close this door. Just have a feeling. There, I don't know how echoey it's gonna be, but we'll find out. See if I have as bad a luck tonight as I did last night. I think we're live everywhere. Let's see. Ain't nobody talking in either chat, so it's hard to tell. Says I have 2 viewers though. I don't know who those 2 are. I'm very curious. Interesting. I have no idea how to tell. Oh, you're in there. I didn't realize I was going to overlay with... It doesn't overlay very well at all. I don't think any of that information is particularly important. Here, can I fix it while I'm in a loading screen? It literally will take a minute. This game might give me... Oh, nope. Literally as soon as I do it. I still might be able to fix this really fast. You guys can't see this, but I'm gonna fix something. You? I don't know, let me see how it looks with my health instead. Because if it's a problem with my health, well, it looks like my health will be just over top. I'm willing to sacrifice loading screens. Nobody reads those anyway. Let me close this so it doesn't lag me. Yeah, that looks how I thought it would. I mean, it's a little off-center, but I'm a little off-center. Alright, so we are going to go over here. What's up, Mildred?
My lovely.
So sleepy this morning.
Bye-bye, dearie. Not again.
I really think Shelly needs to get it together. Her mannerisms are just... She's just rude. I'm a customer. Like, you don't have to be, like, actually nice. Just, like... Don't be mean.
Yeah, whatever.
She's just mean. She just doesn't like me. But I don't know why she has a shop if she doesn't like anybody. I mean, I guess everybody needs a job. Maybe she's just good at what she does. As you guys can see, I went and fixed up my stream elements, so you guys can see what's going on. I have loading screens and BRB screens and stuff. Well, I guess not screens, I have a screen. Still working on the second one. Anchor up and readers. I'm gonna be quite off kilter today as I was last night. I played last night when I got home from work, and I'm sure a few of you caught the dead stream that never actually initiated. I just got my restream sorted out, and so I'm on both Twitch and YouTube right now. And let's just say it didn't work last night. Oh, neat. Okay, I see. Interesting. I may have just learned something new about OBS. Let me see. Let me make it Windows. Alright. Oh yeah, and then I never quite found my file there. So let me get seated and then I will find. There we go. Find our story. Because I did, in fact, figure out a story last night. I just don't know where I put it. Because it is digital. I am dumb. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna read something from this before I tell you guys what it is. I'm gonna try to read it well, but I'm not good at this. So, the hesitant purchaser. Alright, this is gonna be harder than I thought. If sailor tales to sailor tunes, storm and adventure, heat and cold, if schooner islands and macaroons and buccaneers and buried gold, and all the old romance retold exactly in the ancient way can please as me, they please of old, the wiser youngsters of today. So be it and fall on. If not, if studious youth no longer crave his ancient appetites forgot, Kingston or Valentine the brave or Cooper of the wood and wave, so be it also, and may I and all pirates share the grave where those and their creations lie. I can't show you any of the artwork just due to the nature of the stream. and I was kind of hoping I would get like that thematic like rise out of the depth right as I'm done reading that, and like we have a second. But that does not appear to be the case. So, thenceforth, when we have dove and we're sitting in these loading screens, I'll be reading you guys Treasure Island. So, Treasure Island, Part 1, The Old Buccaneer. Chapter 1. The old sea dog at the Admiral Benbillow. Squire Trelawney? Trelawney? Oh, okay. I'll probably continue butchering names at a later date. Okay, yeah, Trelawney. Squire Trelawney, Hail Flameheart, brother. Oh, I hate storms. He's a 5. He's probably gonna better at this than I am. More time for your story. This is gonna be good. I hate fighting storms so much, but there's only one way to get better at them. This is gonna be a bad one, guys. I don't keep getting storms. It's like the 3rd storm in a row that I dove into. I should have grabbed food. Wait, why won't it let me? Yeah, I might just give up on this one. I don't like storms. Wish we hadn't fought in a storm, dude. Nice terrain. Yeah, worth that enough to fight in a storm. That's a good idea. Your experience, it'll get you there. What time is it? 5:40. I had a crew.
Do you like chickens?
At least for this dive, my crew's like at work and stuff. At least I think. Look in a minute.
Don't forget the animals.
Today will be a short session. We'll see. Maybe I'll pull it together.
What do you need?
Another hour.
Well, back to work.
To look good at least.
Are you looking to buy? Good luck out there.
I'll wait. Who knows, maybe it'll save my life in a fight. Oh, what's this? More croaky. Need no direction. I just need water deep. Deep water. Water deep enough for that. Shoulders popped. Get something real quick. Looks like some of my friends may be aiming for dark and darker, which frankly sounds more fun right now. At least if I have people to play with. Both going to be kind of grindy, so if I'm choosing between one or the other, it's going to be grinding this one, I guess, at least for the next 10 minutes. Alright. Oh, where did I put it? Those things are open on my phone. Okay, so Part 1, Chapter 1, or Part 1, The Old Buccaneer, Chapter 1, The Old Sea Dog at the Admiral Benbow. Squire Trelawney and Dr. Liversey and the rest of these gentlemen having asked me to write down the whole particulars about Treasure Island from the beginning to the end, keeping nothing back but the bearings of the island, and that only because there is still treasure not yet lifted. I take up my pen in the years of grace 17 blank and go back to the time when my father kept the Admiral Benbow Inn and the old seaman with this saber cut. So I totally botched that. And I take up my pen in the year of grace 17 blank and go back to the time when my father kept the Admiral Benbow Inn and the old seaman with the saber cut first took up his lodging under our roof. I remember as if it were yesterday, as he came plodding to the inn door, his sea chest flowing behind him in a handbarrow, Handbarrow. Why is that hard to say? A tall, strong, heavy, nut brown man, his tanny pigtails falling over the shoulders of his soiled blue coat. His ragged hands and scarred, withered... Is that withered? And scarred... Okay, here we go. And his hands ragged and scarred, with black broken nails and the saber cut across one of his cheeks, a dirty, livid white. I remember him looking around the cove, whistling to himself as he did so, and then breaking out in that old sea song that he sang so often afterwards. 15 ye men on the dead man's chest, yo-ho, and a bottle of rum. In the high, old, tottering voice that seemed to have been tuned and broken at the capstan bars. Then he rapped on the door with a bit of stick like a handspike that he carried, and when my father appeared, called roughly for a glass of rum. This, when it was brought to him, he drank slowly, like a connoisseur, lingering on the taste and still looking about him at the cliffs and up at our signboard. This is a handy cove, says he at length, and a pleasant city grog shop. Much company, mate? My father told him no, very little company. The more was the pity. Well then, he said, this is the berth for me. Here ye, matey, he cried to the man who turned the barrow. Bring up alongside and help up my chest. I'll stay here a bit, he continued. I'm a plain man. Rum and bacon and eggs is what I want, and that head up there for me to watch ships off. What you might call me. You might call me Cap. Oh, I see what you're at there. And he threw down 3 or 4 gold pieces on the threshold. And then there's a broken. You can tell me when I've worked that through, says he, looking as fierce as a commander. And indeed, bad as his clothes were, and coarsely as he spoke, he had none of the appearance of a man who sailed before the mast, but seemed like a mate or skipper, accustomed to be obeyed or to strike. The man who came with the barrow told us the mail had set him down morning before at the Royal George, that he had inquired what inns were along the coast, and bearing ours well spoken of, I suppose, and described as slowly had chosen it from the others for his place of residence. Then that was all we could learn of our guest. He was a very silent man by custom. All day he hung round the cove or upon the cliffs with a brass telescope. All evening he sat. I'm slowly but surely learning how to do this. All evening he sat in a corner of the parlor next to the fire and drank rum and water, very strong. Oh, rum and water, very strong. I see. It's just crazy the way that's right. Mostly he would not speak when spoken to, only look up sudden and fierce, and blow through his nose like a foghorn. And we and the people who came about our house soon learned to let him be. Every day when he came back from his stroll, he would ask if any seafaring men had gone along the road. At first, we thought it was his want of company of his own kind that made him ask this question, but at last we began to see it was his desires to avoid them. When a seaman put up at the Admiral Benbow, he, as now and then some did by making post road for Bristol. Wow, I butchered that one. When a seaman put up at the Admiral Benbow, as now and then some did, making by the coast road for Bristol, he would look at the inn through the. He would look in at him through the curtain door before he entered the parlor, and he was always more sure to be silent as a mouse when any such was present. For me, at least, there was no secret about the matter, for I was, in a way, shared in his alarms. He had taken me aside one day and promised me a silver fourpenny on the first of every month if I would only keep my weathered eye open for a seafaring man with one leg, and let him know the moment he appeared. Often enough, when the first of the month came round and I applied to him for my wage, he would only blow through his nose at me and stare me down. Before the week was out, he was sure to think better of it. Bring me my fourpenny piece and repeat his orders to look out for the seafaring man with one leg. I don't want to read the whole chapter here. Let's see if... Though we have been in this queue for a long time. Back to it. How that passage haunted my dreams, I need scarcely tell you. On stormy nights, when the wind shook the four corners of the house and the surf roared along the cove of the cliffs, I would see him in 1,000 forms with 1,000 diabolical expressions. Now the leg would be cut off at the knee, now at the hip. Now he was a monstrous kind of creature who never had but one leg. And that in the middle of his body. To see him leap and run and pursue me over hedge and ditch was the worst of nightmares. And altogether I paid pretty dear for my monthly fourpenny piece in the sheep with these abominable fancies. But though I was so terrified by the idea of the seafaring man with one leg, I was far less afraid of the captain himself than anybody else who knew him. There were nights when he took a deal more rum and water than his head would carry, and then he would sometimes sit and sing his wicked old wild sea songs, minding nobody, but sometimes he would call for glasses round and force all the trembling company to listen to his stories, or bear a chorus to his singing. Often I have heard the house shaking with yo-ho and a bottle of rum, all the neighbors joining in for dear life with the fear of death upon them, and each singing louder than the other to avoid remark. For in these fits he was the most overriding companion ever known. He would slap his hands on the table for silence all around. He would fly up in a passion of anger at a question, or sometimes because none was put, and so he judged the company was not following his story. Nor would he allow anyone to leave the inn till he had drunk himself sleepy and reeled off to bed. That was actually... Oh, I got lazy bearded? I got lazy bearded for reading a story. They're the ones who put me in a queue. What do they want me to do? Y'all see this? Alright, I think I'm getting queued so long that I'm getting lazy bearded. I think that's probably the time to admit defeat for the particular day. I don't know if I can do this seamlessly, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this stream, set the 10-minute, I don't think I'm going to stream anymore. I think this is where we're going to call it for today, so...